Teaching English Radio India.
A radio series for teachers of English.
Brought to you by the British Council.
Welcome to today's program in our series for teachers of English. I am Manisha Dag. I'm a teacher and a trainer. I'll be introducing the ideas of many teachers from around our country, and here are just some of those that we'll be meeting today.
I'm Rajeshri from Thane in Maharashtra.
I am Ashok, Navi Mumbai in Thane district.
I am Sandhya from Thane in Maharashtra.
I am Rajesh from Wardha, which is in Maharashtra.
I am Rita from Delhi.
Stay with us for some ideas that you can adapt for your own teaching. Our topic is using English in the classroom. Teachers are sometimes very worried about using English for instructions and to conduct the lesson. But a majority tell us that it is worth it. I hope that you agree. Last time in our program, we talked about many ways that teachers can use to improve their own English levels. Remember, it can be done, but it needs regular practice. Teachers said it is important to practice all the 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. This is what Ashok said.
Before going to the classroom, we should prepare very well. When we go in front of the student, sometimes what happens, teachers are fearing English. They are just running away from the English. Teacher should make friendship with English, with reading newspaper, listening news or music, all that things they can use. Then when they go in front of the student, they can pronounce very well.
We can all think of ideas to increase our regular contact with English. Listening to radio, watching TV, reading articles, and getting together with other teachers to practice speaking. And don't forget writing. Maybe we could keep a diary in English. I think getting one step ahead of our students is also a good idea. Check what is coming up in the course. Plan your lessons and think in advance about what language will be needed. Rajeshri likes to set the right tone when she walks into her English class.
When I enter in classroom, all students stand up and says, "Good morning, madam." Then I said, "Good morning, students." The student says, "How are you, madam?" I said, "I'm fine. How are you, students?" Again, student says, "We are fine, madam." Then I said, "Sit down." And the student says, "Thank you, madam." This is a regular short, but they can satisfied with speaking English.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can we start the class now?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a short ritual, but it is useful because immediately the students know they are in a world of English in the classroom. The beginnings and ends of lessons are valuable opportunities for getting students to use English in a personal way. Here's Rita in her class in a Delhi school, getting students to share with her what they've been doing using English.
So, anyone is there who will like to share with me their activities on the weekend?
Can I, ma'am?
Yes.
I watched TV so much and played Ludo.
Great. Great. Anything you have done interesting regarding going to the community and helped anyone?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to community where I'm inform awareness to people that they save the water and energy.
Great. Why did you do this? Why Vijay
Rita encourages them. She gives them a few words that they might need. But because this is a fluency activity, she doesn't focus much on her students' accuracy and doesn't interrupt them to correct mistakes. And if there is anything important that needs to be pointed out, that can be raised later in the lesson with the whole class. We can also use this opportunity to tell our students something about our own world too. For example, I tell my students about the film I've just seen, the trip I made, or the time I spent with my friends. This is a valuable listening experience and it helps to break the ice for the rest of the class.
The school should do more and more. They should make their classroom vibrant. They should make their classroom lot of teaching material, lots of colorful things. So the classroom should attract the child.
Rita showed us around her classroom. There are lots of useful expressions on colorful posters around the room. It looks very motivating and it tells the children they are now in an English-speaking environment.
He or she should think that this is my place and I want to be here to read and write and to understand. I should read all the sentences written on the display board, on the pillars. This will enthusiasm them and help them to read more and help them to come to school and do more and more activity.
Now we all know that throughout the lesson we need to give instructions. Teachers who are not confident about their English should make a list of useful expressions and be ready to use them. Teachers can help each other in coming up with this list. Here's Teacher Sandhya.
While teaching, I give commands just like stand up, sit down, show me the textbook, show me the notebook.
Do you use commands and instructions like these?
Make a single file.
Please show me the blackboard. Sit down.
Bring the water.
Please raise your hand.
Please call Mr. Deshmukh.
Stand up.
Please come to me.
Clap your hands.
Many thanks to Rajashri, Deepak, Sandhya and Rajesh. As all teachers know, it is very important that students understand what they have to do. And we usually need to go back to check instructions to make sure that they understand what is required. But if we do it in the student's mother tongue, we are missing the opportunity of using English. There are other ways to reinforce the message. For example, we can use the same instructions regularly. We can write the instructions up on a poster or in the corner of the board. We can also use proper actions, as Deepak says, so that we know that students understand.
Generally, when the instruction is given and if it is followed with proper actions, obviously I come to know that they have understood me. It's not that only only just for once or twice, but I do repeat the same instructions, so I come to know that yes, they have really understood it.
Gestures like the action of opening or closing a book when you say, open or close your books, make it easier to follow, particularly with younger students. And we can also use facial expressions. For example, when I say, please keep the noise down, I also place my finger on my mouth and say, shh.
You're listening to Teaching English Radio India, a series for teachers of English, brought to you by the British Council.
Today, our topic is using English in the classroom for commands and instructions, to chat to our students and to engage them even during the recess. In our classrooms, English is spoken. And talking of classrooms, here's another teacher, Shobha, getting her students into a circle with words and gestures so they know what they're doing.
Okay, all of you please stand up. Make a single circle. Make one circle. All of you. Make a circle. One important thing the teacher has to remember is whenever the teacher is giving instructions, her gesture should support the instructions so that she will never use the mother tongue. Thereby the children try to understand the instructions. Like when I say, come on, form a circle, I use my hands like this. So they come to know that it's a single, this one. Then when I say, come on, form two lines, I use my hands like this, two lines. So thereby I am supporting my instructions with my gestures. And when I ask ICQs, when the children come out with the answers, then I'm damn sure that they have understood the activity and the activity will work on well.
That was Shobha. Now if we, the teachers, are using English to talk to our students, then obviously we want them to respond to us in the same way. A list of useful expressions can also be given to our students. Think of what they need to say to us or to each other. For example, excuse me, I don't understand. Can you help me, please? Or, may I leave the room? I need a pencil, please. Can I borrow your pen?
Yes, I use English in the classroom. We give some instructions to students, and that instructions already known to the students.
Rajesh expects his students to use English, even if it is only for a few words.
So when they need any permission from us, we deliberately tell them, ask the permission in English. Without that, we do not permit you to go out. So in that, for example, just go to toilet, may I go to urinal, may I go out. So we deliberately tell them, use these instructions while going out. So students are trying to do this. Some students are shy. They just say one word, two words. So we are satisfying with their responses.
Let me tell you something that I do. When my students come to me asking for permission using Hindi, I'd say, "Sorry, I don't understand any Hindi. Could you say that again in English, please?" My advice is to make a list that fits the ability and age group of your students and teach them a few useful expressions at a time. We can practice gestures like form a circle and stand up to accompany an instruction. But now let's hear what other ways our acting skills can be useful.
We take the help of textbooks. In the textbook there are many pictures. Suppose we have to tell any verb or action word. So action is given in the form of pictures there. And we form some teaching aid. With the help of the teaching aid, we explain our point or we explain the words and situations. And if it is not work, then we do ourselves, we try our actions, own actions, which actions they know and they understand. We use our actions and try to make them understand the content of that particular lesson.
That was Rajesh. Actions, gestures, simple pictures or arrows on the board. All of this helps to bring a lot of English to life without using another language first. And as we discuss in other programs, it is possible to make simple teaching aids such as pictures on cards or posters that illustrate the meaning of words. Many teachers do these things already, of course, and you'll know what works for your own classroom. Here's Sandhya again. She believes teachers should stick at using English and encouraging students to do the same. It may be tricky at first, but they grow in confidence.
As we know that practice makes man perfect, I take the practice of listening, speaking, reading again and again. They follow my actions and commands given by me in classroom, in the recess or while talking to me also. They use English. And also I come to know that they understood my English while they using even a one word while speaking to me or to other students. I promote them by saying very good, you are using good sentences, or you are very good, you are improving. So they get the confidence that they can speak, they can communicate.
Okay, let's go through some of the points that teachers have told us today. We heard that many teachers still speak to their students in mother tongue when they're organizing the lesson. But this misses a golden opportunity to give your students extra listening and speaking practice. For teachers who haven't tried using English when they are giving instructions, it is a good idea to do this in small steps. Get together with colleagues and make a list of useful expressions for the teacher to use. For example, open the books, please form a circle, please raise your hand. We can also teach our students some useful expressions and encourage them when they try to speak to us in English. Reinforce your instructions and commands with gestures and by writing the words on the board or a poster. Start your class with a warmer activity. Tell your students what you have been doing and ask them a few personal questions about their weekend, all in English. Decorating the classroom with lots of English can also make it clear this is an English space and that's the language to use. That's all from this edition of Teaching English Radio India from the British Council. I hope you've heard some ideas to adapt for your teaching situation. So from me, Manisha Dag, until next time, goodbye and enjoy your teaching.